So James from Engaging the Phenomena has asked us to do another contribution, and this time for the Ask UFO Twitter series. The topic is our most notable, our most amazing CE5 contact story that we have. So my one is actually 1 out of 4, which are the 4 major sightings I've had in regards to orange orbs. And now you can hear about that on my channel, Project Unity. It's under the title The Orange Orb Saga. So you can hear about all 4 stories. I'm going to tell you about the 3rd time I saw them, because the 3rd time I saw them was probably the most profound, because it was the closest that they had actually come to me in regards to orange orbs and this type of contact. So I was outside and I was looking up in my garden, and most of my C5s have happened in my garden. I don't go out anywhere specific. I just go out and look up at the stars, and I'm lucky because I've got a nice bit of clear space where I can look up at the stars. So I was out in my garden, and it was, you know, maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was looking up at the stars, and I can't remember if I'd seen anything prior to this happening. But basically what happened was I saw what looked like 3 meteorites suddenly kind of fly past in my left-hand side in my peripheral vision. I was looking up maybe about here, and I saw something moving here, flying by. So I looked up, and what looked like 3 orange balls with little tails, little orange tails flying by, and then it looked like they stopped. It looked like they stopped in midair. And it took me a moment to realize that they hadn't stopped. They were actually coming down closer to the planet. And I was staring and looking at it, and as they came down, they came into a more clear view, and it was these 3 orange orbs, maybe roughly the size of a football or a basketball. When they came down, they literally hovered above my house. So my house is in front of me, and I've got my back garden here and my neighbours' fences on both sides. In front of me, where my house is, where my roof to the house is, they were literally hovering above the house, and they came down and they were weaving in between each other and kind of bouncing and playing, and then they just suddenly stopped, and they stopped above my house. And the thing that gets me is that they looked roughly football, basketball size, but I could see them quite clearly when they were up very high in the sky at very high altitude. So it makes me think perhaps they actually morphed to become smaller when they were coming down, because I don't think I should have been able to see them with the naked eye in the way that I did see them at the height that they were, if they were only that size or that size. So I think they might have reduced in size, but either way, they came down and they hovered above my house. And at this point, as much as I'd have loved to have been intelligent about it, I was just completely slack-jawed. I was just staring, and I couldn't think, because I'd never seen anything like this. It was so profound. I'd never seen anything come so close and be so anomalous, because these things literally they weren't even 3D. They were like 2D, orange, slightly translucent orbs of light, and they were giving off no excess light whatsoever. It was just like a cutout of light, and there was no glow, and there was no leak onto the ground around it or anything. There was no excess light given off. It was just a slightly translucent. The best way I can describe it is a camera effect called bokeh, where you outfocus on lights and then they turn into balls, and you're seeing a photo of that there. And basically it was like that, but orange and slightly translucent, and 3 of them. And they came down bobbing, and they hovered, and they stopped above my roof. And then they started moving again, and they were again bouncing and kind of like weaving, and it looked like they were having fun, over to my neighbour's yard. And I was staring at them, and they were hovering above the fence, and they stopped. And just for perspective, I'm going to move back here. So they stopped, and I was just staring again. And I think at that point I'd kind of gotten over it, and I was like, thank you so much, you know, thank you for being here. And I could feel that they were staring at me. There was no face, there was no eyes, nothing, but I could feel a conscious connection. There was definitely an acknowledgement. They were there because of me, and I could feel it. And then they just suddenly started moving again, bouncing, playing, and drifting. And they went up and up and up and up and up till I couldn't see them anymore, just up into the sky until they were too small to see. So I've seen orange orbs 4 times. That is the absolute closest they've ever come. They've always been flying up in the sky when I've seen them. And this interaction changed my life forever, because at this point, you can't deny what you've seen. You can't deny what you've seen. It's completely outside of what we've been taught is real. And so immediately what you've been taught is real dissolves like a bath bomb. It's gone, because this has replaced it with the new real, the new physics, the new science, the new consciousness, the new understanding of reality has been given to you by just one interaction, without any vocalization. But just the very fact that that exists completely destroys what I was previously believing and interacting with. And so this has completely transformed me, and it's one of the main reasons why I've made Project Unity, is because of these interactions that I've had. I know I haven't got amazing video footage, but it's coming. Like I will get good footage. I absolutely know it, and I've got a better camera now, so I can actually shoot stuff and maybe get some footage, because I get it. We need empirical evidence. I get it. We do need data. I would like to believe that the way I come off is trustworthy, that you would honestly think, you know what, this guy doesn't seem like he's just trying to bullshit people. There's no reason for me to commit so much of my time to lying to you about this. I wasn't even a UFO researcher before these experiences. I wasn't anything like that before any of this. It's all happened because of my own experiences. I know how important it is. I know we can all do it. I've seen it myself. My friends have seen it. Hell, even my mum has seen it. I get that people have to be doubtful and skeptical, but just try it for yourself. That's my issue with this, is people go, oh, C5, you're just lying. Where's your footage? Well, you know, prove it. Dude, just sit down, chill out, think about it for a minute, do some research, and maybe meditate and go out and try it. You know, the only issue is when you've got a super skeptical mind, it's very unlikely you're going to have these interactions, because it's based on you. This is all coming back to you. It's all coming back to how you interact with it. It's already there at that level, doing its thing. It doesn't have to come down to see us. We have to go up to see it. If we want to interact with at least that specific type. I'm not saying that all ETs necessarily need you to be at some high level of frequency consciousness, but if you want to interact with what appear to be highly intelligent, highly benevolent, underline, benevolent beings, you need to be coming from a higher consciousness state. And it's not an extremely advanced state, just that calming, that quieting of the mind, that silencing of the ego, the chatter, thoughts. You can calm it down. I suffer from that as well. You know, I try and sleep and I've got thoughts, all these different ideas. It's just a breathing. Just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, focus on the breathing, and eventually you stop thinking. You genuinely do. The thoughts start melting away and you don't pay attention to them. That's the kind of thing you need to be doing if you want to have contact. It's you know, because my worst fear is that people go out. I get worried about this. People go out and they try and do it and it doesn't happen, and they're just like, oh, this is a lie, or I'm not capable of it. You know, they just think, oh, well, I guess I'm just not able to do it. I guess Jay can, but I can't. Not true. Not true. Only true if you think it's true. Only true if you honestly think you can't do it. If you doubt yourself, don't expect the universe to pick it up. You are the universe folded within a three-dimensional physical being. Yeah? You are. You're the universe folded into a human. That's what you are. Don't even try and deny it. When you zoom into your body at a high enough rate, what does it start looking like? As above, so below. It starts looking like the universe, you know? Little balls floating around, little balls floating within a huge space. That's what's inside our body, that's what's outside our body, because this is all one, reflected as many things, many individuations, many separations. And you need it to be like that. You need it to be like that so that you can have an experience. If we were all one immediately right now, none of this would be necessary. Yeah.